Hi everybody, this is Gary Demo Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. Hope you guys are having a great day. So I was actually out all day. My friend of mine broke down, so I got back and I'm going to try to do everything into one video as far as with the report. So I do apologize about that. But so we continue in this range bound market right now, and it's going to break out. It's just which way. That's the biggest issue right now. I'm still on the side that it's going to be to the upside, but Mr. Market doesn't really care what I think, so we'll have to wait and see what plays out. But right now, the S&P lost, I think, 78 points yesterday, got 52 of them back, so good chunk of it. You can see this, our accumulation, the primary. This has been holding the market up right here, the secondary and our primary, and that's coming from this low, from this anchor to this anchor. And we're on a short-term buy signal, but these have been pretty quick, so I'm kind of giving them, I'm not really relying too much, especially this is an hourly chart too, so it misses most of the move. But in any case, the resistance, we're looking at 69.12. If the bulls can get above it, you assume we're coming back up to the top of the range, and that's all we've been doing lately is just going up and down this range. And like I said, it's going to break out. If it breaks out to the upsides, these pivots have not changed. This is all generated from the software, and you can see every time we come down into our accumulation zone, buyers step in, and if they don't, the secondary is coming in, and they're getting buyers there, which is forming a really nice support zone right there. So now let's go and take a look at where the resistance is, because the bulls aren't out of the woods yet, because you can see we had this great move today. This was really the short squeeze, and we went through the primary distribution zone. We pulled back a little bit, and then from there we came up and ran right into the secondary, and sellers were waiting right on our time period right here. So this is really the important part about knowing what time to expect reversals, or if the energy of the run is going to stall, and that came right within 20 minutes of the when we started pulling back a little bit. We are on a sell signal with the 15-minute chart. It has a allotted duration there. That's what worries me a little bit, because when we get a sell signal and we're only, let me try to make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Okay. But when we get a sell signal and it's only half duration, you get these big moves and then they shoot back up again. But when you get when they have full duration is when you get these moves that are extended to the downside. So this has room. It doesn't mean it has to come all the way back down, but we are on a sell signal, and what we want to look for is how are the bulls going to react in our accumulation zone again. So this is coming down to the 68.58, and then we have the 68.50, and then the secondary is down at the 68.34. If it holds, upside targets 69.13, 69.30. Well, actually, it's this here: 6,900, 13, and 30. And again, this is off of a 5-minute chart. So if we're looking at the 60-minute chart, then we're looking at those much higher levels. So right now, I'm kind of open-minded going into tomorrow. Let's see how the futures trade. The software was actually pretty good with IWM today. We got very, very unlucky, and the reason why was we got long. Let me just see. I think it was. Yeah, okay. So we got long in this area here, came up, and that's when we bought the, so we had the 263 calls, bought the 263 puts on the cheap, because I was going off of the short-term charts, and here you can see we had a sell signal, we had bearish divergences. This is only a 1-minute chart, so expecting this kind of move was that's why I took the put position. But what I was looking to do was accumulate, get more of the calls when we dipped, and hang on to the puts, just because we had a big drop yesterday, so we may have seen some just a spike up and down. And this is really where we got hurt, was I had a buy order in at 261.90 to buy the 262 calls, and that was because we were getting into buy signals, and I thought it was going to get there, and it missed it by 1 penny. It went down to 261.91, and then shot all the way back up here. So we missed that. We made some on the call side, but the put side killed us. But that was not killed us; it hurt us. But this would have more have made up with that, and that was just an unlucky not fill by 1 penny. So I'm not going to blame the software on that one. You can see we had some, did a little bit of a whipsaw right in this area here, and then but we were in the buy. This is our trend indicator that's built into this. So we were in a long signal there, and it just exploded higher. From there we pulled back a little bit and then came up, and that's really what we were, what today was. It was not the crazy where we were getting signals and it was just kept going down, but it was actually worked pretty good. And even the 15-minute chart was a lot even cleaner if you look at the signals on this, which again is also giving me a little bit of a concern because now we're on a new sell signal here. But you can see if you could have gotten long at the say 260.27, had a little bit of stress, and then you just made a ton of money on that. So these signals work. You have to really, the biggest thing is figuring out what's the best time frame. And like I said, the 1 minute, it gives you a lot of whipsaw. But when I start seeing when we're all the way, this is the type of trade that I like. When we see the indicator that's pivoting these signals, where we have a big bearish divergence, you have a lot of duration down, and this was an easy trade. I wish we would have took the puts off on that or down here, but in any case, this was a signal to be very careful with your call positions. And again, I wanted to put position because I knew they would equal themselves out, and then I was looking to add to the call side, which would have been, another really good trade. But when you see durations like this is where you make money. Or when you go down here, well, let me just go down to sorry about this. All this movement. But again, when you get durations like this, when it's down here, again, this is the type of move you're going to expect. But again, this is a 1 minute chart, and this was yesterday, and it was not fun because I was looking for this move, and it really came way too late. But in any case, when you have it, when you see it's up here, and you're seeing divergences, and you get this sell signal, you can scalp $1, $2. This one went from 260 down to 259, 260.74 down to the 259.40. So we got about $1.20 on that. And when you're trading 10 calls, that's, it's $600 you're going to make on this little move. And then when you start seeing divergences on the upside and you get some buy signals, you go on the long side. So it really, I love looking at this. I love looking at the zones, the pivot zones, but these signals, especially when you get a confirmation with the 5 minute chart, you get some massive moves. So I'm open-ended with tomorrow. I think that, if we see a little backing and filling in the morning, it wouldn't surprise me. But overall, the portfolio did pretty good. Excuse me. And that was the quantum stocks got a little bit of a bid today. So the last 2 days have really been nothing, $100 here and $100 there. So it was no big deal on either way. But you can see we're sitting, we keep moving up the ultimate balance on there. So with that, let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.